Look closely at the floor here. A spill like this is a severe risk in an industrial setting. An unidentified chemical can cause severe skin burns, respiratory distress, or long-term health issues before anyone even realizes a container has leaked. To prevent these exact scenarios, Canada uses the Workplace Hazardous Materials Information System, updated in 2015. This is a legally enforced communication standard that removes the guesswork from handling dangerous products. To navigate these hazards safely, you need to master 3 practical skills. You must be able to read standardized warning labels, retrieve detailed chemical information quickly, and execute emergency response procedures precisely. You only need 2 tools to apply these skills on the floor: the physical label printed directly on the product's container and your employer's safety document binder or digital database. Knowing how to use these tools means you won't have to guess what to do when a container spills. You will rely on a proven, controlled protocol to protect yourself and your coworkers. This diagram shows a standard WHMIS supplier label. Before you open any container, you must check this label. It acts as your immediate warning system and is always broken down into 6 specific sections. At the very top and bottom, you will find the product identifier, which gives you the exact chemical name, and the supplier identification, which provides the contact details of the manufacturer. In the center, you see red diamond-shaped symbols called pictograms. These provide immediate, universal visual warnings about specific physical threats, like flammability, and health risks, like toxicity. Just below the pictograms is the signal word. This is a 1-word severity gauge. It will clearly state either warning for a moderate hazard or danger if the risk is severe. The next sections are text-based. Hazard statements describe the exact nature of the risk, such as causes severe skin burns. Directly following those are precautionary statements, which tell you the necessary actions to prevent those burns from happening. Reading these 6 sections is a strict requirement. You must fully decode the label every single time before you physically interact with a new chemical. While the label gives you the immediate facts, you will eventually need more detailed instructions. WHMIS 2015 incorporates the Globally Harmonized System, a worldwide standard that ensures all detailed chemical documentation looks exactly the same, no matter where it was manufactured. This standardized document is called a safety data sheet, and it always contains 16 sections. Rows 1 through 3 cover the basics: the product identification, a breakdown of its hazards, and a list of its exact chemical ingredients. Sections 4, 5, and 6 form your emergency block. If an incident happens, this is exactly where you look for first aid measures, firefighting techniques, and instructions for containing an accidental release. Sections 7 through 10 dictate your daily operations. They detail safe handling and storage rules, the exact personal protective equipment you need to wear, and information on the chemical's physical properties and stability. The final block, sections 11 through 16, provides long-term technical data. This covers toxicological effects, ecological impact, proper legal disposal considerations, and transport regulations. Knowing the layout of these 16 sections means that if a spill happens, you won't waste valuable time reading the entire document. You will jump straight to Section 6 to contain the leak. Before you ever touch a hazardous product, your first physical step is to check Section 8 of the Safety Data Sheet. This section specifies exactly what personal protective equipment, like these sealed goggles and gloves, is required for the task. Once equipped, you can move the chemical. If you are transferring a liquid from a primary supplier container into a smaller one, you must ensure that the new container is also properly labeled with the product's hazards. If an accident occurs and a chemical spills, your immediate priority is containment. Step back, warn your coworkers, and secure the perimeter to ensure nobody walks through the hazard area. Next, consult the safety data sheet. You will use Section 6 to find the correct materials for soaking up the specific chemical, and Section 4 to verify first aid procedures if anyone was exposed during the spill. After addressing the immediate physical danger, you are required to report the incident. Follow your employer's specific internal emergency protocols to document what happened and request any necessary medical or cleanup support. By executing this sequence, gearing up correctly, securing the area, consulting the specific data sheet sections, and reporting, you take a chaotic, dangerous spill and turn it into a methodical, manageable cleanup. The protocols you follow are built on a deep legal foundation. The overarching structure, the Globally Harmonized System, was developed here by the United Nations to ensure chemical hazards are communicated consistently across global trade routes. In Canada, the federal government adopts that system through the Hazardous Products Act. This legislation legally forces all suppliers and importers to classify their chemicals properly and provide accurate labels and data sheets before the product is sold. However, the federal government does not enforce how these chemicals are used inside your specific building. That responsibility falls to provincial and territorial governments, which have their own occupational health and safety regulations to mandate compliance locally. Under these provincial laws, your employer has strict mandates. They are legally required to ensure workplace labels are attached to decanted products, provide you with the correct protective equipment, and make sure safety data sheets are readily accessible to you during your shift. These regulations also guarantee your right to education. You must receive adequate WHMIS training at the start of your employment, and again whenever a new hazardous product is introduced to your workplace. WHMIS is not an optional set of corporate guidelines. It is a strict legal framework enforced by local inspectors to ensure your health and safety are prioritized over daily operations. You now have the 3 pillars required to navigate chemical hazards. You can break down the warnings on a supplier label, map out the precise location of data on a 16-section sheet, and follow a procedural response to contain a spill. You also know that a combination of international standardization, federal legislation, and provincial enforcement acts as a continuous legal shield, guaranteeing your right to a safe working environment. Your immediate next step is simple. The next time you are at work, physically locate your facility's safety data sheet binder or access the digital database. Verify that you know exactly where to find it before you need it. Reading the label and referencing the data ensures you are never caught unprepared. Understanding WHMIS 2015 is how you take active, total control over your personal safety every single day on the job.